Hello everyone, A.M.R Weather here, and today in this video we'll be talking about every storm in the Eastern Pacific and what's next to come in the Atlantic. Could we possibly have a tropical storm by Labor Day weekend? Well, to start off, here are the sea surface temperatures. Off the coast of Mexico and the Pacific, the average temperature is around 30 degrees Celsius, some spots getting up to 31, which is around the upper 80s or low 90s in Fahrenheit. In the Gulf of Mexico, the average temperature is 30 degrees, which is around the same. It's about probably 88, 89, and some spots even getting up to 31 and 32, which is the lower 90s. In the Caribbean Sea, the average temperature is 30 degrees. Some spots are a little lower, around 28 or 29, but some spots are even warmer, up to 32. In the open Atlantic, the average temperature is around 27 to 26 degrees, some spots even getting as high as 29 or 30 degrees. And finally, in the MDR, or Main Development Region, the average temperature is around 29 degrees Celsius, which is around 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Some spots lower, around 26, even up to 28, but some spots are even higher, around 31, some spots potentially almost getting into 32 degrees Celsius. Well, here is the current GFS model. You can see they are trying to predict something getting started in the main development region, maybe like right there at that low pressure system. It kind of fades away for a little bit, but then it might try to get itself back together. And they also have something trying to form in the Gulf of Mexico, maybe a brief tropical storm like how Chris formed earlier this year. And as we go even farther out, you can see they have some darker pockets trying to get themselves wrapped together. If I were to guess, those would be open tropical waves. Here is the current European model as of around 6 a.m. this morning. You can see they also have something trying to get started, although it's not as wrapped together. It is still an open wave, but there is no low pressure system, so they are not indicating anything currently or by the end of August. Lastly, here is the Canadian model. You can see the Canadian model has a low pressure system trying to form, but it never really does get itself wrapped together, although there is something up there that may become subtropical if the models stay conclusive on that. And there's a couple open tropical waves, one near Texas in the Gulf of Mexico, and the other near the Bahamas. Well, here's the current wind shear. You can see that tropical wave. One of the reasons it might have a little bit of a hard time getting itself together is because there's a lot of wind shear trapping it on the western and northern sides. So that could produce very limited convection, and that could be a factor, along with some dry air that stops this thing from forming. And it's the same story with the one in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, here is the current satellite imagery as of the Eastern Pacific and Atlantic satellites. You can see here is newly named Tropical Storm Hector in the Eastern Pacific. I would suspect now it has winds of about 55 miles per hour as it is producing more convection. Here is Hurricane Gilma, although it is weakening. Right now, I would say it's only about low-end Category 2, maybe even high-end Category 1, as it is on a weakening track. And there is not a whole lot going on in the Atlantic. I mean, you could see some tropical waves down here and over here by Southern America, but there is a lot of stuff that keeps them from forming right now, and one of those is shear and also dry air. And this wasn't in the satellite imagery, but here is Tropical Storm Hone. It was previously a very powerful hurricane, about a Category 2 in my analysis, as it just passed by Hawaii, but it is currently on a weakening phase. It has a wind speed of about 65 miles per hour, and it is expected to become post-tropical by sometime late Thursday, maybe early Friday morning, but it will try to maintain its intensity up until then. Well, here is the ocean heat content in the northern Atlantic. There is a ton of stuff for storms to work with in the Caribbean Sea, as you can see with all of those darker reds. yellows, oranges, and even greens. In the Gulf of Mexico, it is the same story. It has been gaining up some very deep ocean warmth. And they've also been crawling into the open Atlantic and main development region, which may give these storms an earlier forming point if they can battle the wind shear and dry air. Well, as always, I want to say thank you all for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please do that. And if you enjoyed, like too, as that helps spread my videos around and gets this information out to everyone. And as always, stay safe and be prepared.